Alright, welcome beautiful people. So today we have RATATOSKR here. He has been requested like no other god since he just got reworked. As of this recording, this is the day 1 of RATATOSKR remodel, rework, whatever you want to call it, release. So things I'm talking about in this video could change very well throughout the history of RATATOSKR. His cooldowns could be changed, or how much, protections he shreds could be changed. And the same goes for items, so just kind of keep that in mind. So, normally in these videos, I'll talk about the god's abilities and how it matters into building for that god. Now, that's not too much the same for RATATOSKR. His abilities are pretty easy to understand, I feel. But for him overall, as an assassin, he is an ability-based assassin, meaning he's looking to do his abilities to engage, disengage, do all of his damage, and he has like CCs on all of his abilities. So that's pretty much it. You wouldn't really build him like a Kali or a Bakasura. He has no really good hit progression. He has a pretty weird hit progression, which I can get into in a bit, but he doesn't have any steroids to enhance his basic attack. So you're looking for power, pin, and cooldown reduction. Those are your core stats that you're looking for your RATATOSKR. So yeah. Now, as far as what abilities that you should prioritize as far as like laning phases or if you're jungling, I honestly cannot tell you. I don't play jungle and I haven't played RATATOSKR yet, so and I haven't watched any RATATOSKR gameplay. So if you do know what abilities they should level up for like jungling or solo laning, please let us know in the comment section below. That'd be pretty helpful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. He has a up to 40% slow on his one, so with that really great slow, there's no real need for Frostbound Hammer or Haste Ventalis. I feel he can easily close gaps. As well as to make the best use out of your dart, just keep this in mind. Use your dart first, and then the cooldown can be reduced by 2 seconds for each enemy got hit from your Flurry and Acorn Blast. Just a helpful tip. He can also shred up to 24% physical protections, so he can almost do true damage if you go to like Titan's Bane, Yoden's Wrath, and like something else to shred protections. Acorn Blast has a stun, and he has a wonderful knockup. So that's pretty much it. Now let's get into actually building for RATATOSKR. Oh, and that hit progression, I don't know if it was like this in his previous model, but it's a really weird like 4-hit combo. The last hit hits really hard, like 1.25 that hits super hard, and it's an AoE. Helpful little thing. So, and look at this. He has a 1.4 attack speed without any items. look at that thing go. Look at him go. Alright, so that's enough of that. So, let's go into actually building for RATATOSKR. Now, starting for Conquest or like Siege, like a lane in game mode, I can't actually sell this Acorn, but for pretty much, you probably want to go into a starter item. If you're jungling, you definitely want to go to the Bumba's Mask. Bumba's Mask costs 800 gold, and you do start with 1500 gold. So you're left over with some decent amount of gold. So you can go into the starter item, and then go into a tier 2 Acorn. The Acorn of Swiftness, giving you the move speed and physical power, which just costs, I'm pretty sure, 500 gold. So between 500 and 800 from your starter item, that's 1300. You're left with 200 gold for potions. Or you can not go to a tier 2 Acorn, you can just go to a starter item and a red pot. So let's just go into something like this for now, like you would for a Conquest, like jungling. Now after this point, regardless of whatever starter item you get here, you definitely want to go to Joan's Wrath next. Reason being, this item gives you everything you want for an ability-based assassin or a warrior. High physical power, the mana to complement the 20% cooldown reduction, and the 10 flat pin, which is great early on. Now, cooldown reduction is really good on him, since his dart has been reworked. As soon as you use your one, you can't use your dart like more than twice, like the old model of RATATOSKR, where you can just, as long as you pass by somebody, you can dart again. So you really depend on your dart for getting out of sticky situations. So cooldown reduction helps that, and of course using the mechanic of reducing the cooldown with your other abilities. So cooldown reduction is really huge for him. Now, after this point, you have a few different options I feel that you can go into. For one, if you want to be Mr. Steal Your Protections, you can go into the Void Shield. It's a little pricey, but what this item does, it gives you a little bit of physical power and protections, and the aura shreds 20 flat physical protections from all enemies around you. So this is perfect because RATATOSKR spends a lot of time near enemies. So when you go ahead and use your 2, not only are you shredding 24% if you can get all stacks with your 2, you're also shredding 20 protections from with your Void Shield, as well as you have penetration from like Joan's Wrath and Titan's Bane, things like that. If you don't want to go into that, if you want to go into like a full cooldown reduction build, I highly recommend going to Breastplate of Valor in this item slot right after Joan's Wrath. This provides you with another 20% cooldown reduction, gives you the cap of 40% cooldown reduction between this and the Joan's Wrath, more mana, and the high physical protections, just so you don't get shredded by like hunters that just crit you for a million and things like that. So you can go to something like that. Or if you don't care about those two items and you just want to go for just sheer power and pin, you can probably just go into like a Transcendence right now to start building up stacks. Transcendence is a very strong physical power item. And the reason being is the passive. The passive is just based off of mana. So as you can see, let's sell this item real quick. I have 90 physical power on the bottom left corner here. I am level 20, so as you do level up, you do get more mana. So this is why you're going to see this, physical power just go out of control. 170 physical power without any stacks. So it's a really good item if you're looking for a lot of physical power, so your abilities do more damage. So you can go into something like that, or you can go into another pin item like maybe like brawlers or something like that. But for now, let's just go to something pretty basic. Let's just go into actually just shredding all protections. Let's just go into a void shield. After this point, I'd probably go into that transcendence, and then you can go into the Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane is a pretty good item for ability-based assassins and just most assassins in general. It's the perfect item if you're looking to do to shred all of their protections. The Titan's Bane is also great against objectives like towers and phoenixes and fire giants. So if you run into something like this, you have a lot of physical power and you have a lot of pin. Now don't forget, you do have a starter item if you are in Conquest. You definitely want to sell that starter item to finish one of your other items, or just sell it when you don't feel like you need it. And you can sell that for another item that you wanted previously. Like the Blood Forge, for example, he might not get the best usage out of lifesteal since you are basic attacking a whole lot. This item just gives 75 physical power, so it's perfect. If you do get a kill, you get a really strong shield. And if you run into a build like this, I mean, this item slot right here can, it can be whatever you want. It can be a Breastplate of Valor or another pin item. If you do something like this, I have 305 physical power with no stacks on Transcendence. Attack speed is 1.4, which doesn't really matter. So go into Odinbot, you can just dash in with your 1, use your 2, and 3, and you're just doing a lot of damage. And this is the hit progression I was talking about earlier. You see it's really fast, and the last hit, the 4th hit, hits so hard, like 400 and something. Of course, that is level 1 Odinbot with probably no items. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this build video. A couple things, just the core items, you definitely have power and pin, and that's pretty much it. Cooldown reduction, at least 20% cooldown reduction. If you want to get like these items in different order, that's completely fine. Just a basic rule is if you're going to go into a cooldown reduction item, make sure you get it early on to make the most usage out of that item. And as far as a Titan's Bane, this item is not that great early on. This is more towards a late game item because the 33% physical penetration does more at the later stages of the game where gods are level 20, they have more physical protections and they have more physical protection items, things like that. So that is pretty much it for the build video. Hopefully it was helpful. As far as relics, if you don't want to use your ultimate for a CC immunity, you can go ahead and use your purification, and that's pretty much it. That's probably your core relic, and the other relics just kind of depends on what you need. If you don't want to use your dart to engage, you can use a blink. You can be fancy. So again, hopefully it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.